Okay, so all mechanics are liars. You take your car to the shop and they're going to rip you off, right? Maybe not. If you're the type of person who's like, hey, I need a mechanic, don't feel bad. That's legit. So the question is, how do you find one that you can trust? Because it's a common understanding or a common myth that that mechanics you're gonna get ripped off. 7 ways to identify a good mechanic to take your car to when you need one. There are 3 types of mechanics that you can take your vehicle to. There's really 4, but we'll stick to 3. 1, you can go to the dealership. 2, you can go to a chain store like a Firestone, Bridgestone, Pep Boys, something like that. Or 3, you can go to a local individual type shop. I recommend number 3, but that may not be available in your area, and there may not be any good ones in your area. So of those 3 types, dealership, chain store, local, how do I find the best one to get me the best deal and get the best work done on my car? Side note, avoid at all costs going to any kind of a quick lube, Jiffy Lube, 5-minute oil change. Those guys are not mechanics. They're not even technicians a lot of times. Avoid those places like the plague. No, just don't. Step 1, there's a wasp. Step 1, you're already doing it. You're planning ahead before you have an emergency situation where you need to have your car towed to a shop or you're stranded on the side of the road or whatever. So you're doing a little research and you want to think, hey, if I've got to go to a shop, what's a good one to go to? Step 2, this may come as a surprise to some and it may not to others. Avoid the dealership. The dealership is going to be about the last place you're going to want to take your car. That's my opinion. You may be comfortable with that. That's fine. When you go to a dealership, you go into the service department, you're going to talk to a service writer. That service writer is a salesperson. They are paid on commission. Very few of them are hardcore mechanics. They have their system and their way of doing things in the dealership. The dealership is about making money. And I'm not necessarily bashing the dealerships. There are some that are really good, and they do have good service departments, and they can do good work. But keep in mind, that guy that is there trying to help you understand what you need done on your car, he is a salesperson paid on commission. Step 3, get referrals from friends. Find somebody that has taken their car to different shops and just ask around. People are going to tell you good stories. They're going to tell you bad stories more than not. They're going to go, hey, I took my car here. It was horrible. Don't go there. Okay, listen to that. I would get referrals from people who actually seem to know a little bit about cars, right? I'm not going to pick on any one class of people. There are people that legitimately don't know or care to know anything about cars. They're not going to know a good mechanic from a bad one, or if they're getting ripped off. That's not the person to ask. So look for your friends that have a little bit of car knowledge and a little bit of mechanic understanding, and get their opinion. Getting a referral for a shop or a referral to stay away from a shop can get you a long ways down that road. Okay, step 4, and this is a big one. Do not go on Google and do a search for the best mechanics in my area. You're going to get paid ads, paid articles that were written, and they're going to float to the top, and they're not going to have anything to do with actual good mechanics. They're going to be the shops and various chain stores and dealerships who have paid enough money to get their search results to come to the top. And they're also going to be AI written articles that are just complete gibberish about the 7 best mechanics in my area and the 5 best mechanics, whatever. Just avoid Google altogether. Step 5, do search with the Better Business Bureau. You can call them, you can go on to their website, and you can do searches to find it, to just read legitimate information about complaints that have been lodged against mechanic shops and various things like that. So don't search Google, do search Better Business Bureau. Number 6, this is the fun one. You're going to put on your spy hat, you're going to do a little sleuthing. This is what I recommend. So it'll take you a little time, it'll take you a little money, not much, not more than an oil change, but here's what I suggest. You're going to book an oil change. Once you've gotten your referral, you've done your BBB research, you're going to book an oil change in with a shop that you think is going to be pretty good. Book it for early in the morning, right? First thing. If they open at 7:30, then you get there, you book it for 7:30, you show up at 7. Why am I showing up early? I want to watch the mechanics coming in. What kind of vehicles are they driving? Are they driving junk that they haven't even fixed yet? Are they rolling up in $150,000 Porsche? I'm going to base my decision on that a little bit. Are they just coming squealing in at the last minute because they just got out of the bar a couple hours ago? Or do they look like the type of people you'd want to work on your car is really what I'm saying. Once you go inside, get your oil change, stay there. Don't leave. Don't say, I'll drop the car off and come back later. Don't do that. You're going to stay in the shop. You're going to stay in the waiting room. You're going to listen. You're going to pay attention to the way they're treating you. And also, what are they doing to the other customers? Are they trying to upsell everybody? People coming in for an oil change and they're telling them they need a new engine, new transmission? Or are they legitimately just trying to help them fix their problems? The other thing is you're going to look for what is their interaction with each other? Is it a good, healthy work environment? Are they happy to be there? Are they happy to do the work? Are they trying to really solve problems? Or are they just there to try to get through the day, make as much money as they can, and get all these stupid customers out of their face, right? You can really tell. Is there infighting going on? I've been in shops where they fought with each other in front of the customers and had arguments, and it's just ridiculous. Stay there, pay attention to the environment, and really find out. So you're going to pay $50 for your oil change or whatever it is. That's a cheap lesson to really get a good feel for how the shop works. As I was mowing the yard and getting ready to edit this video, I realized that I left out a couple of critical points. I think most people feel like if you take your car to a shop, you're either going to overpay, just pay for things you don't need, or you're going to pay for things and then they just simply not get done. I've heard of that too, where they say they did something but they actually didn't do it. Or you're going to pay too much and just get shoddy workmanship and the stuff's not going to work. You take a car to a shop, it's going to cost you a couple $100 no matter what. Most shops have a labor rate of anywhere from $95 on the really low end to $135, $140 an hour that you're going to pay labor rate. And those labor rates are based on hours that are industry standards. It takes X number of hours to do X amount of work. If you take your car to a shop just for something basic, expect $200, $300, $400 just for an hour of kind of looking into it and diagnostics and kind of digging into it a little bit. It's going to be a little bit. It's not uncommon to have take your car to the shop. It'll be $700, $800, $900, $15. It can be expensive. So just because you end up getting charged a lot for some work you need done on your car doesn't necessarily mean you're getting ripped off. Keep that in mind. You're not looking for the cheapest place where you can get away with the bare minimum, because that may not necessarily be what your car needs. You may actually need quite a bit of work. So you're not looking for the cheapest. What you're looking for is the most reliable and the most dependable and the most trustworthy. Number 7, know your vehicle as best you can. Know what year it is, know what the engine is, know the basic things that typically do go wrong with that car. Just have some idea so that they don't just tell you things that don't make sense at all, right? Do a little research just on common problems with your vehicle. Pay attention to your own car before you get in. Is it sounding funny, smelling funny, looking funny, running funny? If so, then there's something going on there. But if you take a car in and you don't see anything leaking out of it, it's not smoking, it doesn't sound weird, it's not, it just doesn't feel bad, everything is fine, you're just kind of there for some routine maintenance, and then they come back and start trying to tell you that you have all this stuff wrong that doesn't make sense, that should be a red flag. You are well within your rights to say, thanks for the information, and I'll check that out later, whatever. I appreciate you guys watching. If you would, hit the thumbs up button for me. You don't have to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to. I do appreciate you watching. But if you hit the thumbs up button, then that actually changes. The more of those that I can get, it changes the algorithm, and YouTube pushes that video out. More people have the opportunity to see it and decide if it was useful for them or not. Hopefully this was a useful video for you, and you found some value out of it. If so, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later. Thanks.